This is part 2 of alien anatomy, skeleton and skin. As I said before, this is a basic gray space alien. In part 1, I talked about how its face and skull are insect-like. Now I'll talk about how skeleton and skin are also insect-like. When people think of insects, they think of bugs like this one. People think of insects as tiny or have limbs like this one does. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the biological technology of an insect. You'll see what I mean. Insects are tiny for two main reasons. The first being their exoskeleton. You know, that hard stuff on the outsides. Exoskeletons are great for protection, but its own weight really limits the size of the thing that it's protecting. The next animal group on the quote-unquote evolutionary ladder puts its skeleton on the inside. This is much more efficient. Before, you could only get this big, your body's being supported by seawater. I know what you're thinking. But giant bugs should still live on the earth and fly in the skies. Well, that's true. And it's mostly during Earth's Carboniferous period. Oxygen levels got up to 35%. Compare that with the 21% of today. Back to what I'm saying. Endoskeletons are far more efficient than exoskeletons. A suit of plate steel armor weighs nearly 60 pounds, while an adult human skeleton weighs about 20 pounds. You get used to the extra weight, sure. But how likely do you think you'd be able to get away from an attacker? Armor only helps you to stave off attacks. It doesn't make you impervious to attacks. And if you had a baby like this, it'd only take a new technological innovation, the wrong set of circumstances, to end up like this. The other half insect size is oxygen. I mentioned oxygen's effect on insects, but I didn't say why that is. The respiratory system of an insect doesn't distribute oxygen as well as ours does, so insects were larger in the Carboniferous period. Insects don't have noses or even nostrils. They have spiracles on the sides of their body. Oxygen goes in and into these air sacs, gets distributed throughout the body. It looks fine till you realize that the vast majority of it is tracheal tubes. That's a fancy way of saying windpipes. Oxygen gets to the muscles by going around and around these tubes till they eventually dissolves in the blood. Not very efficient. Instead, humans dissolve the oxygen in blood, distribute that throughout the bodies. Muscles can only use dissolved oxygen anyway. The modern theory of evolution is only half true. It's very good at some things, but it makes too many assumptions when it comes to humans. I'll explain that in another video. Evolutionary biology allows for the modification of existing biological technology, but doesn't really allow for new biological technology. That being true, the same stuff that makes up an insect's exoskeleton, chitin, chitin, would now make up their endoskeletons. It'd be like having hard plastic for bone. Could handle very much weight, but it'd be much more flexible. Witnesses have talked about how frail alien bodies look. That makes sense. They also say the alien skin is rubbery, like a drier version of this. This mushroom and all fungi have chitin in their cell walls. There's a razor-thin, waxy layer on an insect's exoskeleton. It helps keep them from drying out, but also makes them slightly shiny. That would also be on an alien skin. It doesn't make them messy to touch or anything like that. Feel more like this. You look at the wetsuit, right?